Okay, now let's work on part 5 of this experiment. They are asking us to design a matching network to match this transmission line with the low impedance ZL. For this technique, we will use for this part of the problem, we will use a technique called a parallel short circuit stop network, which consists on something like this. So we will have a short circuit stop connected in parallel with our transmission line, and we will add a distance d or a piece of a transmission line between the load and this point in order to get a perfect match network. Since we are adding in parallel two impedance at this point, we will use the admittance instead, which will be easier. So the first step for this problem, or this part of the problem, is to find the admittance of our transmission line. So let's do that. In order to find the admittance of our load, we will continue the line that we had for our Z load. We will continue it to the other side of our Smith chart, and we will have an intersection of our SWR circle with that line, and at that intersection that will represent our load admittance. We will use this value to compute the distance d. The distance L, we will compute it by using this point over here, which is the point for the admittance of the short circuit. Now that we have our low admittance, we will need to draw the circle where our impedance is 1. This circle right here. So let's do that, or let's write it, enforce the circle. This circle will intersect in 2 points, this point right here and this point right here, and these points will give us the values of the admittance that we need to match in order to get a matching network. And as we can see over here, this point has an impedance, an admittance of, the imaginary part will be 1.7 and the real part will be 1. So this point will be 1 plus j 1.7, and this point will be 1 minus j 1.7. So these are the values that we need to match with our admittance and with the short circuit stop, in order to get a perfect match network. We will use this point because this point will give us an input admittance at this point that will cancel this, the real part of this admittance. So we'll need to draw a line all the way from the center of the circle, the center of the Smith chart, to this point and cross it. Let's do that. In the problem statement, it says obtain 2 solutions, and that is why, because we will obtain a distance d to match the network using this point, and we will find another distance d with this point to match the network as well. So once we have our line for the distance d already set up, that line will indicate the position where we need to walk towards the generator in order to find a match network for the real part. So in other words, we will need to walk all the way from the position of our load the admittance of our load until here. This distance from here to here will give us the distance D1, which is the distance that we'll implement in here. So let's calculate what is that distance. The first step to calculate this distance D is that we need to find the position of our load admittance. So we need to look in this direction towards the generator, in the scale towards the generator, to find what is the position of our admittance. We have 0.44 here and 0.45 here. So it will be 0.44247. 0.447. That will be lambda. Remember that we are working in terms of the wavelength. So this determines the position of our admittance, and we need to walk all the way from here to here. So the easiest way to get this distance is to complete the whole cycle of the Smith chart first, which will be over here, and then add that to the distance that we need over here. In other words, for D1, we will subtract 0.5 lambda minus our current position of the low admittance, which is 0.447, and we will add the distance that we walk towards the generator or until here, which we need the position over here. So let's find this position. This position we have 0.18 towards the generator, but we have another line, so it will be 0.182 lambda. So we will need to add that distance over here. This will give us a value of 0.235. This value represents the first solution for the D that we need to add to our transmission line in order to get a matched network at this point for the real part. Now that we have the first part of our first solution, which is D1, we need to find L1. L1 will correspond to the distance, the shortest distance from the short circuit admittance towards the generator when we have our impedance match, and this is the impedance that we're trying to match, which is the negative 1.7 coming from the short circuit stop. So the first step to find that distance is to find the negative J1.7 in our Smith chart axis and draw a line from the center. That will be this point over here. So let's do that in another color. Now that we have our line, this line will determine the shortest distance in order to match our impedance or the imaginary part of our admittance. So in order to do that, we will walk from the short circuit to this point, which is the admittance that we need to match. We have our short circuit in here, so we will walk all the way from here until here. We know that at this point we have 0.25 lambda in our Smith chart towards the generator, and we have in here another position. So the first step is to find this position and then subtract from this position the 0.25, because we don't need this part, we only need this distance, and that will represent our solution, our second part of the first solution. So let's find what is this position in the Smith chart. So we have 0.33 here, and we have 1, 2.5 lines. So it will be 0.33245. So this position is 0.335 lambda. As I said, now that we have found our position, the next step is to take the 0.25 lambda coming from this point, and so again taking this point and subtract the 0.25 lambda coming from this point. So it will be 0.335 lambda minus 0.25 lambda. That should give us a length of 0.085 lambda. For this length, this will conclude the first solution. So what we did was we found the first solution, which was D1 and L1. This was this represented our first solution. Now we need to find our second solution, which will be given by, for example, D1. We already used this one, which was the shortest distance, and now we can extend that length, that distance, until this point, using this point to get another solution. So that's the next step. In the same way, we already used this point because it was the shortest distance coming from the short circuit admittance, but we can use this this point as well, this with a longer distance, in order to match our network as well. So for a better display, I will use a clean Smith chart, but have in mind that we already used this point for D1 and we already used this point for L1. So we need to use this point for D2 and this point for L2. So this is what we have over here. So now, in order to find the distance D to where our admittance at this point is matched, I already found the first solution, which was the shortest one. So I need to find the shortest one, which was this one. So I need to find the one that is longer, which is going towards this point. For that purpose, we will follow the same procedure. We will draw a line from the center of our Smith chart, passing through this intersection point until the outside. This will represent the distance that we need to walk from our load to get our impedance, our admittance match. So it will be this distance. Let's put it in this way. So this will represent the distance that we need to walk for the second solution. So the same step apply. It's better to find first this distance and then add all this distance, and we will have our solution. So in order to find this distance, we will have the complete Smith chart, and we will subtract this position, which is 0.447, as we did in the previous experience and in the previous solution. So D1 will be 0.5 lambda minus 0.447 lambda plus. Now we don't need to walk only until this position, which was in the previous solution, but we need to walk all the way to here. So we need to know this position as well. So let's look that up. So we have 0.31 going towards the generator and 0.032, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines after 0.31. So this position will be 0.312468 lambda. And that will be the distance that we need to add in here. This distance will result in 0.5 plus minus 0.47 plus 0.318. That will give us 0.371 lambda. This will represent the solution, the second solution. This will be the second solution for our D distance. Now that we found D2, we need to find L2, which is the second part of our second solution. In order to do that, we already found the first L1, which was the shortest distance until this point in order to match the imaginary part negative J 1.7. So now we need to match the imaginary part 1.7. So that will be a longer distance L. So that will be walking all the way from here until this point. In order to do that, we need to mark the 1.7 line, which is this one, and we need to draw a line from that point to the center of our Smith chart. That line will determine the position to where we need to walk in order to find the distance that we need, the length that we need for L. So let's mark that down. That length will be all the way from the short circuit admittance to the point that we just draw right now. So let's find that distance. We know that from here until here we have 0.25 lambda. So the easiest way to calculate that will be adding 0.25 lambda to this position over here. But we need this position first. And that position will be 0.16, and we have 2.5 lines. So that position will be 0.16245 lambda. So we need to add 0.25 lambda plus the position that I just showed, which was 0.165. And that length should give us the longer length for our matching network, which will be 0.415 lambda. This D1 and L1 will constitute the first solution for our matching network, and for the second solution we will have D2 and L2. Thank you very much.